Across the vast tapestry of our planet's history, few stories are as compelling as the rise of human civilization. These were the crucibles where our species first learned to build, to write, to govern, and well, to dream on a monumental scale. In this journey, we will travel back through the millennia to witness the birth of societies that would shape the destiny of humankind. Let's explore 4 ancient civilizations that have greatly influenced human history, each a unique expression of human ingenuity and resilience, their echoes still resonating in our lives today. Our exploration will take us from the fertile riverbanks of the Middle East to the mystical landscapes of the Far East. We will stand in the shadow of structures that defy comprehension and decipher the whispers of languages long silent. It is a story of survival, of innovation, and of the enduring quest for meaning that connects us all. This narrative, a testament to our shared heritage, will be presented in English, allowing a broad audience to join us on this remarkable voyage into our collective past. The landscapes may have changed, the cities may have crumbled to dust, but the legacy of these peoples is woven into the very fabric of our modern world. From the laws we obey to the gods we worship, from the tools we use to the stories we tell, their influence is undeniable. So let us begin our expedition to uncover the secrets of these extraordinary ancestors and to understand how their world gave birth to our own. It is a story that belongs to all of us. Our journey begins here, in a sun-scorched land, nestled between 2 great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. This is Mesopotamia, a name that means the land between the rivers. It was in this fertile crescent, thousands of years ago, that the first seeds of civilization were sown. Here, amidst the reed marshes and dusty plains, life was a constant struggle. Yet it was this very challenge that spurred one of the greatest leaps forward in human history. The Sumerians, a people of extraordinary vision, were the first to harness the power of this land, creating a world unlike any seen before. They learned to control the unpredictable floods, digging intricate networks of canals to irrigate their fields. This mastery over water produced agricultural surpluses, freeing people from the daily toil of subsistence farming. For the first time, communities could grow into bustling urban centers, the world's first cities, Uruk, Ur, Eridu. Within these mud brick walls, a new kind of human society emerged, complex and organized. Specialists appeared, priests, soldiers, artisans, and scribes. It was a revolution in how human beings lived together, a blueprint for the future. It was also here, in the heart of Sumer, that humanity learned to write. Driven by the need to record trade and manage resources, they developed a system of wedge-shaped marks pressed into wet clay cuneiform. This was more than mere accounting. It was the birth of recorded history, literature, and law. Later, the Babylonians would build upon this foundation, with King Hammurabi engraving his famous code of laws onto stone stelae for all to see. It was a declaration that society should be governed not by the whim of the powerful, but by written, impartial justice. In these burgeoning cities, the sky itself became a source of wonder and knowledge. Mesopotamian astronomers meticulously charted the movements of the stars and planets, developing the first calendars and the foundations of astrology. They built towering ziggurats, stepped pyramids that reached for the heavens, serving as temples to their powerful gods. Mesopotamia was a world of profound innovation, a place where the fundamental structures of our own societies, cities, laws, writing, and science, first took shape. It truly was the cradle of our civilized world. We travel now south and west to a land defined by a single life-giving artery, the Nile. Ancient Egypt, a civilization that endured for over 3,000 years, was utterly dependent on this magnificent river. Each year, its predictable floodwaters would recede, leaving behind a strip of rich black silt, a fertile gift in the midst of an unforgiving desert. This annual miracle allowed agriculture to flourish, providing the stability and wealth upon which one of history's most iconic and enduring civilizations was built. It was a world governed by the rhythm of the river and by the divine authority of its rulers. At the apex of this society stood the pharaoh, a figure considered not merely a king, but a living god on earth. Their power was absolute, their duty to maintain Ma'at, the cosmic order of balance, truth, and justice. The pharaoh was the intermediary between the gods and the people, and the prosperity of the entire kingdom was believed to rest upon their shoulders. This profound belief in the pharaoh's divinity inspired acts of devotion and construction on a scale that continues to astound us to this day, a testament to their organizational genius and spiritual conviction. This devotion is most famously expressed in their monumental tombs, the pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for the pharaoh Khufu, was the tallest man-made structure in the world for nearly 4 millennia. These were not simply monuments to vanity. They were complex machines designed to ensure the pharaoh's successful journey into the afterlife. The Egyptians possessed an advanced understanding of engineering, mathematics, and logistics, enabling them to quarry, transport, and assemble millions of massive stone blocks with breathtaking precision, all without the aid of modern technology. The Egyptians' focus on the afterlife permeated every aspect of their culture. They developed elaborate mummification techniques to preserve the body, believing it was essential for the soul's survival. Their tombs were filled with treasures, tools, and intricate hieroglyphic texts, spells from the Book of the Dead, intended to guide and protect the deceased on their perilous journey. This deep spirituality, combined with their incredible feats of engineering and a society structured around a divine ruler, created a civilization of unique majesty and mystery, whose golden legacy still glimmers from across the sands of time. Our journey now takes us east, to the vast plains of the Indian subcontinent, watered by another great river system, the Indus. Here, flourishing at the same time as the great powers of Egypt and Mesopotamia, was a civilization of remarkable sophistication, the Indus Valley Civilization. For many years, its existence was lost to history, its cities buried beneath layers of earth. Yet, the rediscovery of sites like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa in the early 20th century revealed a culture of extraordinary complexity and scale, one that still holds many secrets. What is immediately striking about these ancient cities is their meticulous urban planning. The streets were laid out in a precise grid pattern, a testament to a highly centralized and organized authority. Houses, constructed from uniform baked bricks, were equipped with features astonishing for their time: private wells, bathrooms, and a sophisticated city-wide drainage and sanitation system, rivaling those of the Romans 2,000 years later. This focus on civic amenities suggests a society that valued order, hygiene, and the well-being of its citizens, a stark contrast to the often chaotic layouts of other ancient cities. Yet, despite this evident organization, the Indus Valley Civilization remains an enigma. We see no grand palaces for powerful kings, no monumental temples to dominant gods, and no lavish royal tombs. Their script, a beautiful system of symbols found on small stone seals, remains undeciphered, leaving us without their own words to tell their story. These seals, often depicting animals like the bull and the unicorn, along with their intricate pottery and figurines, provide our only glimpses into their beliefs and daily lives. The apparent lack of a powerful ruling elite and monumental religious structures makes them unique among the great Bronze Age civilizations. From the embers of this mysterious civilization, and through the influx of new peoples and ideas, the cultural landscape of India began to transform. This period saw the development of the Sanskrit language and the composition of the Vedas, sacred texts that form the bedrock of Hinduism. This incredibly ancient and complex system of belief, with its concepts of dharma, karma, and reincarnation, would go on to shape the spiritual and cultural identity of billions. The Indus Valley's legacy, therefore, is twofold: in the silent, ordered stones of its cities, and in the deep philosophical currents that would eventually water the soil of modern India. Our final destination lies further east, in the fertile valleys of the Yellow and Yangtze rivers. Here, a civilization arose that would come to see itself as the center of the world, the Middle Kingdom. Ancient China's story is one of dynastic cycles, of powerful ruling families rising and falling, each leaving an indelible mark on the nation's culture and technology. Our focus begins with one of the earliest, the Shang dynasty. The Shang were master bronzesmiths, creating elaborate ritual vessels of a quality and artistry rarely matched anywhere in the ancient world. These bronze vessels were not merely decorative, they were central to Shang society, used in ceremonies to communicate with ancestors and deities. The Shang kings acted as chief priests using so-called oracle bones, the shoulder blades of oxen, or the shells of turtles to divine the future. Questions were inscribed onto the bone, which was then heated until it cracked. The patterns of these cracks were interpreted as answers from the spirit world. Crucially, these inscriptions represent the earliest known form of Chinese writing, the direct ancestor of the script used today, providing a remarkable link to this distant past. Following the Shang came the long-reigning Zhou dynasty. It was the Zhou who introduced a powerful and enduring concept to Chinese political thought, the Mandate of Heaven. This was the belief that heaven granted the emperor the right to rule based on their ability to govern justly and well. If a ruler became corrupt or incompetent, heaven would withdraw its mandate, signaling this displeasure through natural disasters or rebellions. This idea legitimized the overthrow of failing dynasties and placed a moral responsibility on the ruler, a concept that would influence Chinese governance for millennia. The Zhou era, particularly its later period, was also a time of profound intellectual ferment, known as the Hundred Schools of Thought. It was during this age of conflict and uncertainty that China's greatest philosophical traditions were born. Thinkers like Confucius, Laozi, and Sun Tzu grappled with fundamental questions of ethics, governance, and the nature of reality. Their ideas, Confucianism, Taoism, and the strategies of war, would provide the philosophical foundations for Chinese civilization and exert a profound influence across all of East Asia, a legacy of wisdom born from an age of turmoil. Our journey through time has brought us face to face with the ingenuity and spirit of four foundational cultures. From the first laws etched in Mesopotamian clay to the philosophical debates that echoed through Zhou China, we have seen how these ancient peoples tackled the fundamental challenges of human existence. They built cities, they charted the heavens, they questioned the nature of life and death, and they created systems of order and belief that have endured for thousands of years. These ancient civilizations laid the foundations for many aspects of our modern world. The pyramids of Egypt still stand as a testament to what faith and collective effort can achieve. The ordered streets of Mohenjo-Daro remind us of the age-old desire for a safe and clean community. The legacies are not just in stone and earth. They are alive in our languages, our legal systems, our religions, and our philosophies. The story of these civilizations is, in essence, the first chapter in our own story, a narrative of human potential and the relentless drive to create, understand, and build a better world for the generations to come. The ruins may be silent, but they have countless stories left to tell. The work of archaeologists, historians, and linguists continually brings new details to light, deepening our appreciation for these remarkable societies. I encourage you to continue this exploration on your own. Discover more about their incredible achievements and lasting legacies. By understanding their world, we gain a richer, more profound understanding of our own. Thank you for joining me on this voyage into our shared past.